Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. So I want to address something real quick. Yesterday I got a few comments about clickbait, and I just want to clear the air here a little bit. So the title was Tesla Unveils Years of Work with regard to Andre and his presentation about full self-driving and Tesla's updates. And this was the thumbnail. So title, very simply put, that's exactly what happened. Tesla was peeling back the curtain for us about their years of work and what they've been working on for full self-driving, moving to that vision-only system. But I think the thumbnail was the problem. I was not at all indicating that full self-driving was a scam. This is a tombstone, hence the RIP. So what I was getting at is this presentation means that everybody who's been saying full self-driving is a scam, that can rest in peace. Basically, that saying full self-driving is a scam is no longer valid due to this presentation. That was my intent. So if any of you who felt misled happened to click on this video today, then I am sorry. I really never mean to mislead anybody. I know that when I get actually clickbaited, I don't enjoy it. It's not a fun thing. It's a really tough balance sometimes as a creator trying to find a title and a thumbnail that's enticing to get people to click, because my entire livelihood is based upon that very thing. But I would like to think that those of you that have been here for some amount of time know that that's not my style. That's not who I am. I don't want to mislead anybody, but the reality is that over the years I'm probably going to toe that line and maybe cross it a few times. It's never intentional and everybody perceives things differently, but just know that I'm aware of it. I read all of your feedback and I really do want to improve and make my channel an enjoyable, calm, relaxing, fun, educational place for people to come. And a note on the transferability of full self-driving, or the lack thereof, for Tesla right now. Obviously, the easy thought process is, yeah, Tesla should let you buy full self-driving, transfer it if you want to buy a new vehicle. Like when you purchase that, that's your feature, regardless of the specific vehicle. But here's the thing, Tesla is absolutely thinking through this many times over, and they're not out to scam you. If you think that they are, you shouldn't be buying a Tesla in the first place. You shouldn't be watching Tesla videos. If you think this company is out to get you, just have nothing to do with them and be done if that's how you feel. What I'm saying is that I promise you, Tesla has a reason. You might not agree with it, but they have their reasons for not allowing this feature. I don't know what it is, and I really haven't heard anybody that has authoritative information on why they're not allowing this transfer of full self-driving, at least not yet. And just a reminder, no one is forcing you to buy full self-driving. If you don't think the current feature set is worth the $10,000 price tag, or whatever the price tag is when you're deciding to buy your vehicle, then don't buy it. Because yes, the average length of car ownership right now is between 6 to 10 years for the average person. Data will vary based on what you look at. So a big part of the decision really will lie in your confidence in Tesla being able to solve for autonomy and getting more features to make that $10,000 price tag worth it. Is it going to happen in 3 years, which would put you maybe halfway through your car ownership? Or is it going to happen in 1 year? Or maybe you're somebody that thinks, well, they're never going to solve it. Well, then why are you even considering full self-driving if you don't think the current feature set is worth it? So look, I could sit here for 45 minutes and talk through all of the different arguments and the points and how I feel about it, but I just want to say that, look, Tesla has their reasons for the decisions they make. If you don't agree with them, that's okay. But if you're gonna go around telling people that Tesla is a scam and they're fraudulent and full self-driving is a joke, you're completely discrediting the incredibly hard work that their team is doing to solve a very real problem. And speaking of that problem, on a very somber note, you probably saw it yesterday, but over the weekend, JB Straubel's wife, Boriana, was killed. She was riding her bike and a car coming toward her crossed the double yellow line, and she was pronounced dead at the scene. So to my Christian brothers and sisters, make sure you're praying for their families in the next few weeks. I can't even imagine going through something like this. But look, I bring this up because it's a reminder, and a painful one, that this full self-driving project is a much bigger deal than just how much it costs or how valuable it is. Like, we're talking about lives that are lost every single year in car accidents and crashes, bikers. There's so many reasons we need this technology to be here, because the thought is that computers driving are going to be better than humans, just like a computer doing math is better than a human. And sometimes hearing gut-wrenching stories like this can help you to get some perspective in your own life if you're going through something. I know everybody has things going on behind the scenes, you know, stuff that you're worried about, things that aren't going well. So hopefully you can use this to be grateful for being alive, that your loved ones are okay. And yeah, just be grateful for every single day, because they are not promised. This was Boriana, by the way, obviously a very beautiful woman. So RIP to her, and like I said, to my Christian brothers and sisters, prayers up for her and their families over the next few weeks. But moving on, one of the core developers for Dogecoin, Ross Nickel, is going to be doing a live stream tomorrow about a new code change that's essentially going to reduce the fees, to which Elon has said this is an important improvement. So Elon is still very closely tracking the Dogecoin development. Tesla Adri shared an update that Tesla will include idle fees in the displayed supercharger cost. So if you're not familiar, idle fees are exactly what they sound like, but just to go through it real quick, this is a Tesla blog post. For every additional minute a car remains connected to the supercharger, it will incur an idle fee. If the car is moved within 5 minutes though, that fee is waived. Idle fees only apply when a supercharger station is at 50% capacity or more. But the idle fees are doubled when the station is at 100% capacity. So in the United States, it's 50 cents per minute after your car is 100% charged if that station is over 50% occupied, and then it doubles to $1 if the station is 100% at capacity. So if you're new to the Tesla community, just something to be aware of, but I believe this idle fee being broken out is new as of the last few weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a small update. And we learned that Tesla Energy is about to make its debut in the Chinese market. Announcements posted online in China indicate the Powerwall is formally coming to China in 2 days, with the company holding a solar, storage, and charging event on June 23rd, which as of the recording is tomorrow, Wednesday. So you can see the promotional materials right here, and speculation abounds that the upcoming event might also be related to a large industrial project. Maybe. Right now, Tesla's webpage in China does not yet allow for Powerwall orders, but maybe after Wednesday, this will change and they will go live officially. And we need to consider, at least for now, the Powerwalls are made at Giga Nevada, meaning they would have to be shipped and imported into China, raising the cost. So I personally think that eventually we'll see Powerwalls made locally in China over the next few years, especially if the demand is strong in that local market. Speaking of that market, you really should know what's going on from their energy landscape. This was an article by Nick Carter. It's actually about Bitcoin, but don't worry, we're not going to talk about Bitcoin. We're just going to talk about the Chinese energy market. As China developed its energy resources and became the largest builder of energy infrastructure over the last 2 decades, it developed an extremely unbalanced grid with enormous mismatches between supply and demand. China's scale and varied geography and energy grid meant that extremely abundant energy resources were being produced in remote locations where there simply wasn't demand for them. Now, the major population centers in China are southern and eastern, which are miles away from these low-cost energy sources. What that means is over the last few years, China wastes a ton of energy. We're talking over 100 terawatt hours per year just from solar, wind, and hydro energy that is curtailed, which basically just means wasted. So China has been on a mission to rectify this situation, to fix the grid, and to install transmission lines for this energy to take it from the source to where the actual demand is in the population centers. Now, Tesla can't help much when it comes to transmission of the energy, but when it comes to storing that wind, hydro, solar energy, and then being able to hold it until they have these transmission lines built, and then they can actually send it where it needs to go, Tesla could be a major value add to a country that desperately needs it and that is focused on renewable energy to a large degree. So these building blocks for Tesla energy have been slowly stacking and stacking, and eventually the world is going to see it and things will change. And along those same lines, but here in the States, Tesla just signed a new deal with a new home construction company. Named Allset eHome, they announced an agreement with Tesla to supply solar panels, Powerwalls, and EV chargers for 20 new homes being built in Porter, Texas. Now, 20 new homes, not a big deal, just stick with me. These Tesla products will be installed in 20 brand new single-family homes at the North Park community in Porter, Texas. In addition to these 20 homes, Allset has 10 more under contract in the same community, scheduled for closing at the end of this month. And they're targeting a total of 100 eHome deliveries in 2021 alone. But here's the key. We are delivering what we believe will be the model housing ecosystem of the future, which once again I have been saying for a long time, this is the blueprint. The new construction, the new building, they need to start building these homes with solar and storage and EV chargers to really get things moving. Because look, retrofitting solar on older roofs, it's a valuable use case and it will become a big part of the business, but it's hard, it takes a long time, every house is unique. Whereas when you're starting from scratch with new home builds, it's so much easier to integrate these energy systems and to do it effectively. And because I know all of you sharp investors out there were holding AEI stock, congrats on your little 20% run over the last few days, basically just because of this Tesla partnership. i7X shared this picture of some new Superchargers in San Marcos, California, near Panera and Best Buy, but I'm only showing you this because this is the type of setup we need more of. Superchargers at shopping centers and places where people can park and charge and go do things and eat, shop, yada yada. Of course, the counter argument is, well, these chargers are going to be iced by people going to Chipotle and Best Buy and Panera. You know, we're gonna have that problem for a while until some regulations or laws or fines, you know, come into effect more severely, but this is the model we need to see more of. And the almighty Porsche is now looking to build a high performance battery factory in Germany. All you need to know though, they're looking to have about 100 megawatt hours per year as production capacity, which is about 1,000 cars a year, so a very small scale. Now, Porsche hasn't said what cars these batteries would be for, but something that should happen around 2024. But that's all for today. Please take a second to like the video if you did. I hope you guys have an excellent day, and a major thank you to everybody on the next screen.